Okay. The epilogue. It's spring, technically. It doesn't feel like it, though. You can feel the cold seeping in from outside. I've been pacing around in here for what feels like forever. I know it's not the same room as before, but it still stirs up bad memories, especially considering you know who is mere feet away. Upon reflection, I probably should have asked to wait elsewhere. Oh well, might as well just stick it out at this point. They said I was free to leave, and though I'm kind of dying to get out of here, I'd never forgive myself if I passed up this opportunity. This might be my only chance to meet with him. So now I'm stuck waiting for... Ink? You in here? Hey, yeah, I'm here. Waiting your turn? Pretty much. Not sure how long it's supposed to take. It's good to see you, Lisa. I was told you'd gone home. I did. Showered, got changed, had a bite to eat. Came back as soon as I could, though. I mean, I wasn't going to abandon you. Oh, it'd have been fine. Danger's past. I do appreciate it, though. Yo. Hey, how'd it go? Did you get the answers you were looking for? Not exactly, but what can you do? How's the arm? What did he say? They don't know. They've never seen anything like it before. It's not dead. Apparently there's nothing wrong with it on paper, but I can't move it. Can you feel anything? Can you feel anything, at least? It's faint, but yeah, a little. That alone has him optimistic. But again, whatever condition I have is a product of corners. No one knows anything about it. I may be stuck like this for the rest of my life. That sucks, Ray. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. It is what it is. Anyway, you're up, Ink. Finally. Where's his office again? Down the hall, then up the stairs on the far end. His office is on the ground floor. Thanks. Wish me luck. Oh, and before you go, Ink. You know about Beth, right? That she was my grandmother? Yeah, she mentioned it in the letter she wrote before she died. How'd you end up finding out? My father came clean shortly after I woke up. I wish either of them had told me sooner. Then maybe I wouldn't have acted like such an asshole towards her. I'm sure she had her reasons for not telling you. She mentioned a few things in her letter, but I think there was more to it than that. She left you a letter too, you know. My father mentioned that too. Though since that, instance of corners has been terminated, the contents of that other letter have apparently been lost forever. Oh no. I'm sorry, Lisa. It's fine. There's some things you can't get back. I've come to terms with that. I know she loved you more than anything. Or so I'm told. I didn't know her for very long, but it feels like I'll miss her. You should see if you can find out more about her, or about your family in general. I was planning on it. But hey, shouldn't you get going? Yeah, I'll meet you back here, okay? Okay. The trip is a short one. Alright. This is probably going to be mostly the same as the previous epilogue, so I'll probably just skip through most of it. Spot him through a doorway. Welcome, Ink. Forgive the mess. Good to finally chat on you. Just if you change your name. Bell Bridge. Makes me wonder what you're hiding. I owe you, indeed. Apologies. Your mother's dead. Sponsor gave funding. They purchased it completely. Contestants veered so far off course. So you sacrificed your mother. And murder's worse than arson. Dodge the question for Ray. Forge your identity. Getting away with crime. Oop. It's horrifyingly easy to continue down a dark path once you've taken your first few steps. Getting away with a crime only emboldens you to commit more. You grow numb to it after a time. You have blood on your hands now too. I can only hope the same doesn't happen to you. That was self-defense. You know that. I am aware. I do suspect, however, that you could have found a non-violent solution if you wished. I believe you wanted him dead, or hurt at the very least, after he'd gone to such lengths to hurt you. Am I wrong? Revenge always comes at a cost. Take it from me. So, what? Are you going to report me to the police or something? You've no need to worry. It would be impossible to prove what you've done. Only you, me, and our sponsor will ever know what really happened. But you will have to live with this burden. Make no mistake, no matter how you try to justify what you've done, the truth will gnaw at you over time. If that's the price I have to pay, then so be it. What about Sean's family, though? His friends? Don't they deserve to know that he's gone? Unfortunately, I don't believe I'll be able to convincingly pass off his death as a simple accident. So, ultimately, I believe it's for the best if he simply goes missing. However, I don't believe Sean was particularly close with very many people. We'll see if anyone even comes to ask about him. For all his posturing, he was just like the rest of us. So it would seem. And what of Tiana? What's going to happen to her? She'll likely be paid off to keep quiet about corners and to stay away from the contestants. I don't see any reason to punish her any more than I do you. Among the three of us, she was the most critical of Sean's plan. Oh. Really? She agreed to go along with it eventually, but I could tell it never sat right with her. That sort of reminds me. What was the point of our Gemini, anyway? Like, why did you give them to us? This is the sort of thing that'd be difficult to surmise if you hadn't seen the other's messages for yourself. Essentially, the message is, yeah, okay, this is how they commit suicide. Seems convoluted. Wondering about that. Dead drops. Not the first death game. Bellbridge. Death game in the Four Corners Hotel. Any case, software, outlandish terms, should have walked away. Project like this was scope balloon after Tiana stole Ray's code. And should have told her about her grandma, blah blah blah. Tons, are you okay? I'm fine. This one's a little weird, but what's 379? What's its significance? Not a huge priority. Cognitive bias, yeah. Corner's not fully understood. Oh. So I read your book. Or skimmed it, rather. You mean Advanced Neuroelectric Interfaces? I thought you'd picked it up in Corners, but never got a chance to read it. Not well in Corners, no. You have a copy down in that room with all the pods. I was waiting there for a while, you know? Ah, so, what'd you think? It's far beyond me. I couldn't understand half of it. But one chapter in particular got me thinking. In Shared Interfaces, you theorize that it's possible to engineer a way to feed the same brainwaves to two different minds so that it feels like they're experiencing roughly the same thing. Is that what was going on with your sponsor? I'm impressed you were able to piece that together. So the voice in my head was, yes, it was our sponsor. They needed to be able to see, hear, and feel what you did. Okay, yeah, whatever. Authentic experience, you weren't watching. Proof that it was happening. Request left wary. Apologize. Self-imposed deadline. It wasn't ever going to be perfect. A little afraid to happen. I believe she's gone. Source code's intact. Radical changes near the end of the game. I'm not sure what happened. Things were getting off the wall. Hell, I was even messing around with the environment. Indeed, tearing the... Wait, hold up. I think this might be new. What's more, Corners is now owned by our sponsor. However, she seemed to have undergone some radical changes near the end of the game. I'm not quite sure what happened, and I can't say with certainty what would happen if someone tried to reboot her. So, ultimately, I don't know what will become of her. The end of Exit Corners had the system spiraling out of control to a degree I couldn't fully understand. Yeah, things were getting pretty off the wall at the end there. Hell, even I was messing around with the environment. Indeed, tearing into the very fabric of the simulation itself. I didn't know it was possible to lucidly control corners to such a degree. I almost wonder if the fact that you're transgender. So, I'm going to stop you right there. I don't know what it is you're about to say, and I'm sure your intentions are not malicious, at least. But before you speak, I'd like you to ask yourself if what you're about to say has a chance of coming off as ignorant. Well, I suppose it might. I apologize. It's fine. In any case, I don't think I'll be stepping into corners ever again, so it's not like I really need to know every single thing about it. You're right, and neither do I, to be honest. I'll have to learn to be happy with the answers I have. I couldn't research the remaining anomalies even if I wanted to. Oh? Why is that? I no longer have access to corners. I handed over the most important bits to our sponsor just recently. The rest, including the documentation and physical equipment to go along with it, are to be delivered within the next few weeks. I'll be very busy. And what about after all that? What will you do when this is all over? Well, first I was going to return the money I stole from the university, with interest. Yeah, blah blah blah, can't believe. Need to take responsibility, don't go to jail, it's the easy way out. Topple over. Hey, are you alright? Tired? Stop. Yes, because you're very sleepy. Thumb drive. Additional answers in there. Undergrad degrees paid for, as well as therapy. I know I shouldn't be looking in the horse mouth. Changing into detective program. Alright, this should be different. Only after stepping back into the hallway do I realize how bright Nolan's office was. It's only been a few days, but I guess by typo. But I guess my body was craving sunlight. As much as I want to head outside right away, I've got one more stop to make. I head back to the room with the pods. Ink, we're in here. Hey, sorry for the wait. It's alright, we were busy chatting too. What about? If you don't mind me asking, that is. About what comes next. Like, where do we go from here, you know? Right, tough question. Have you given any thought, Ink? A little. Not sure if I'd mentioned it already, but as for me, I'll be continuing my studies at BBU, albeit in a different program. And, I'm going to try to reconnect with my parents. Wait, aren't they, like, awful? No offense? You know, after what I've seen today, I realize that maybe they aren't so bad. I'm not going to be moving in with them or anything, but I owe it to myself to try and reach out. Might be tough at first, but I think our relationship is salvageable. Aside from that, I think I'm just going to take things one day at a time. What about you guys? What will you be doing? Recovering. I may be going back to school part-time. Not sure yet. Either way, I think I'm going to follow your example and take things easy. I feel like I need some brain bleach or something. As for me, I'm still figuring things out, both in regards to my father and the money he'll be leaving me. I have a lot of options. Too many, probably. It's overwhelming. You're still young, Lisa. No need to figure everything out at once, especially now that your father won't be breathing down your neck. Yeah, and remember, we beat Exit Corners. I think that means we can handle anything. So, are you folks hungry or what? Starving. I'm down with whatever, so long as it means leaving this place. Sweet. Let's grab some nachos or something. I lead the pair upstairs and down the hallway. I'm glad we caught the sun before it vanished over the horizon. The outside air is refreshing, too, if a little cold. Say, we're all going to be keeping in touch, right? Nolan gave me some extra data to look over, and I'd be happy to pass along any... Yeah, we'll be in touch. You don't gotta make up some bullshit reason. You're good kids. I want to make sure you'll end up better adults than me. I'll be in touch, too. Escaping a virtual reality death game is the kind of thing that really brings people together, you know? Heh, I suppose you're right. Besides, we'll need each other. Nobody else can understand what we've been through. Yeah, no one would believe us about exit corners. Or even just corners. And even if they did, they'd never know what it was like to be in there. How it feels to stand on nothingness. Or what Aether was... I don't really want to talk about Aether right now. Sorry. Doesn't it bother you, though? I'd be furious if that happened to me. Of course it bothers me. But what can I do but move forward? Same thing goes for the two of you. We could spend the rest of our years moping or thinking about what might have been. Or we could live, you know? We've all lost something. Maybe we'll get back what we've lost. Maybe we won't. But no matter what, we've got to keep living. We can't let other people's poor decisions ruin our lives. That'd be admitting defeat, and I refuse to let them win. I'd drink to that. So would I. Campus pub? I'd like to remind you two that I'm not old enough to drink yet. That's okay. You can have some chocolate milk or something. Would that be more age appropriate? Hey, watch who you're talking to, you. Yeah, I think I can get along with these two. End chapter. Password? That thing. And let's see. Question/answers. Nope, that still goes to a different link. Alright. Call it there.